Sonia O Sullivan was born on November 28, 1969, in Cork, Ireland, into a family with a passion for sports. Growing up in a country with a rich sporting tradition, O'Sullivan was introduced to athletics at a young age, and her talent was evident early on. Her father, who had been involved in competitive running, encouraged her to pursue athletics, and she soon found herself excelling in local school competitions. O'Sullivan's early days in the sport were focused on the 800 meters and 1,500 meters, but as she began to grow and develop as an athlete, she transitioned to longer distances. Her initial successes came in cross-country running, where she proved herself to be a formidable force against both Irish and international competitors. By the time she was in her late teens, O'Sullivan had already begun to make a name for herself in the world of distance running. After completing her education at Cork's University College, O'Sullivan made the bold decision to relocate to the United States, where she would train and further her career. At Villanova University, she worked under the guidance of renowned coach Jerry Valerio. This period marked the beginning of her rise to international prominence, as she was exposed to a more rigorous training regimen and began to compete in bigger events. Career breakthrough and rise to prominence. Sonia O'Sullivan's breakthrough on the international stage came in 1991, when she competed at the World Championships in Tokyo, Japan, and finished in the final of the 1,500 meters, marking her arrival among the elite in world athletics. Although she did not win a medal, her performance at these championships demonstrated that she could compete with the best in the world. In 1993, O'Sullivan truly emerged as a contender for major titles. That year, she captured her first European Championship gold in the 1,500 meters in Gothenburg, Sweden. This victory was significant not only because it marked her first major title but also because it showcased her growing potential as a world-class distance runner. She was beginning to make a name for herself on the European circuit, and her victory in Gothenburg was just the beginning of her ascent to the top of world athletics. However, it was in 1995 that O'Sullivan began to solidify her place among the sport's elite. At the World Championships in Gothenburg, she took the silver medal in the 1,500 meters behind Nouza Chekrouni of Morocco. This performance was a sign of things to come, and the athletics world started to take notice of her potential to be a force in international competitions. Career peak and major achievements. World Championships and Olympic glory. O'Sullivan's career truly peaked in the late 1990s and early 2000s. One of her most significant achievements came in 1998, when she became the world champion in the 5,000 meters at the IAAF World Championships in Athens, Greece. This victory marked the first time an Irish athlete had won a world title in a distance race, solidifying her place in history. Her winning time of 14:42.1 was a new personal best, and she became the first Irish woman to win a world title in track and field. At the 2000 Sydney Olympics, O'Sullivan cemented her status as one of the world's top distance runners. Her performance in the 5,000 meters was especially notable, where she captured the silver medal, finishing second behind the legendary Ngonidzache Makusha of Zimbabwe. Although she did not win the gold medal, O'Sullivan's performance was a testament to her ability to perform on the world's biggest stage. The 2000 Olympics also saw O'Sullivan compete in the 1,500 meters, where she narrowly missed out on a medal, finishing fourth. Despite the heartbreak of missing out on the podium in this event, her silver in the 5,000 meters was a career-defining achievement that established her as one of the sport's premier athletes. Her success at the 2000 Olympics was part of a series of impressive results in the late 1990s and early 2000s, including multiple European Championships and World Cup victories. By this time, O'Sullivan had firmly established herself as the premier distance runner in Ireland's history, as well as one of the best in the world. Records and consistency. Throughout her career, Sonia O'Sullivan broke numerous records, both nationally and internationally. One of her most remarkable achievements was setting the Irish national record for the 1,500 meters, with a time of 3:58.85 in 1,995. This record stood for many years and was a symbol of O'Sullivan's dominance in the middle distance events. She also set Irish national records in the 2,000 meters and 3,000 meters, events in which she showed incredible consistency and versatility. O'Sullivan's personal bests across various distances, including 1,500 meters, 2,000 meters, 3,000 meters, and 5,000 meters, continued to improve throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, proving her status as one of the most consistently successful middle-distance and long-distance runners of her era. Her victory at the 2002 World Cup in Madrid in the 5,000 meters was another key achievement, as it reinforced her ability to perform on the international stage. O'Sullivan's name was becoming synonymous with distance running excellence, and her consistency in major championships was unparalleled. Challenges and setbacks. While O'Sullivan's career was filled with triumphs, it was not without its challenges. One of the biggest obstacles she faced was the increasing level of competition, particularly from athletes like Tirunesh Dibaba of Ethiopia and Mary Slaney of the United States, who emerged as formidable rivals in the mid-2000s. Injuries also began to take their toll on O'Sullivan as she entered her 30s. Over the course of her career, O'Sullivan battled with injuries, particularly to her Achilles tendon, which hampered her performances at times. These setbacks contributed to her decision to retire from competitive athletics after the 2002 World Cup in Madrid. Her final years as an elite athlete were marked by a sense of loss as she was no longer able to compete at the level that had defined her career. However, she continued to be a prominent figure in Irish athletics, using her experience and success to mentor young athletes and inspire future generations.